Cut earlier this week by the San Francisco 49ers, receiver Torrey Smith already has a new home, and it's the team that wanted to trade for him last year. The Eagles and the 49ers could not get a transaction finalized then. A transaction has been finalized now. Smith to the Eagles on a 3-year, $15 million contract, a lot less than he was going to make over the next 3 years under his contract in San Francisco, but a great opportunity stats for a guy to get back into an offense that can take advantage of his primary skill, which is running really fast down the field and periodically catching the football.
That's the big question with Torrey Smith, right? Because no team needed wide receivers more than the 49ers, and they said thanks but no thanks, Torrey Smith. So should Eagles fans be optimistic that his problems were just because of how bad things are in San Francisco?
Well, look, it's entirely possible that the 49ers would have paid him $15 million over 3 years on a reduced deal to stick around, because you do need to have a deep threat in any offense who can open things up for everyone else. The problem is the past 2 years had been abysmal for Torrey Smith. I think he needed to change of scenery, and the 49ers in a position where they can move on if they choose to. They chose to. It makes me wonder whether any effort was made to try to trade Torrey Smith to the Eagles. The Eagles clearly weren't going to absorb the remainder of his contract given what they're paying him. But for Smith, this is an opportunity to resurrect his career. And if he doesn't try to be a complete receiver, just be who you are, be what you're good at, run down the field and open up the defense and make things easier for all those other receivers and for quarterback Carson Wentz and for the running backs. Smith could be the key to that offense if he can play like he did when he was in Baltimore.
There are reports that the Eagles are also interested in Alshon Jeffery. Do you think he's a fit in Philly? And that's a nice little setup there for Carson Wentz, no?
Well, it is if they get him. The question is, what does he want? Look, he's one of the names that really hasn't had a lot of buzz in recent days because I think he has priced himself out of the market. And teams are smart now. They know what to do when there's a guy who got a lot of money last year and thinks he's going to get a lot of money this year. They sit back and wait. And after the passage of time, the player comes to the understanding that he's not going to get nearly what he thought he was going to get. Once they get to that point, then I think the Eagles make sense as they revamp the receiving core to try to get the most out of Carson Wentz. For more throughout the day, check us out here at ProFootballTalk.com.